Hey class, this is Heather Garza. For this week's chapter, I decided to read chapter 23, which is Internet Usage Among Rural Residents in North America. And I'm a little sad to say that this chapter hit awfully close to home for me. I didn't come from a rural area per se, though I believe that the military may have outnumbered civilians. But the company that I work for is owned by another company called NRTC, which stands for National Rural Telecommunications Cooperative. This company allows companies throughout rural areas, including the Midwest, and lovely states up north such as Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Montana offer their own landline, cable, and cell phone services. And it's at competitive rates like with national carriers. As far as I know, the only true competitor in these areas that offers such rural coverage is US Cellular, which amazingly enough my husband works for. So, the chapter goes on to talk about how internet usage can unite or destroy the small town connections and relationships that are so unique to these types of areas. For example, in a town of over 100,000 people, I personally would probably never hear about a house fire across town, let alone help, unless of course it was someone that I personally knew. However, in a town of less than 1,000, it's easy to see how everyone would know everyone and everything about everyone. The chapter explains that based on how landlines and televisions were received by rural communities, the internet should be no different. I feel like due to television, this really only makes sense for rural communities to want to feel connected to the rest of the world. For example, as late as the 90s, trends would start on either coast and work their way inland to the Midwest. By the time a trend was trendy in the Midwest, something new had already happened on the coasts. So, these days, as soon as something becomes trendy, the world instantly knows about it. Rural communities obviously want to be part of this amazing connectivity. And given the amount of data usage that I personally get to look at when a new customer gets their first smartphone, I'd say that rural communities are definitely on board with the internet. And that's all I have for tonight. Thanks.